at the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
An Accra High Court permits James Jachikwason to absent himself from Friday's ruling.
Also in the bulletin tonight, 3 more new NPP flag-bearer aspirants filed nominations, bringing total number to 8.
Also tonight, Momo customers to pay almost 30% more as interest on loans.
Elsewhere on the international front, World Health Organization certified Belize as malaria-free, the 3rd country after Azerbaijan and Tajikistan. We've got details of all these stories, plus many more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. Just post a comment and we promise to share them with the rest of the world.
We begin with the NPP flag-bearer race, where 3 more flag-bearer aspirants have filed nominations, bringing the total number to 8. Kwabene Japan, Kennedy Japan, and Kojopoku were at the party headquarters, each promising to overturn the fortunes of the country if elected to lead the party. Judith Awatritando has the rest of the story.
The massive crowd cheered as he came with a message of hope for all. And as he filed his nomination forms, the hugely popular Member of Parliament for Assin Central made statements hailing himself as a master of practicality.
I'm a pragmatic person. I believe in practical things. What I saw in Volta region, what I saw in Afram Plains area and Northern region, believe me that we can change this country. We have arable lands in Volta region. They have advantage. I'm surprised that they have always voted for NDC and they don't do anything.
Kennedy Japan, who was first elected a Member of Parliament in 2000, has since retained his position for the past 23 years. He is viewed as a major force in the race for the MPP presidential slot, with polls claiming he is 3rd favourite behind Vice President Bawumia and former Trade Minister Alan Tremanting. Japan thinks even more highly of himself and says he believes he is the party's best bet in the coming election. And to prove that, he had 20 constituency chairmen with him as he filed his nomination at the party headquarters to show their support.
Fellow Ghanaians, we have to make sure that we change this country. And that is what I stand for. I don't believe in theory. Your inflation will work only when you've been able to stabilize prices.
Kennedy Japan, among other things, promised to reduce the unemployment rate and increase exports.
I have to admit that the challenge of the government and the successive governments had been unemployment. And therefore, I've taken it upon myself to make sure I reduce unemployment rate in this country.
But he was not alone. 2 other flag-bearer aspirants also filed their nomination forms. Former MPP General Secretary Kwabene Japan is making another bid for the MPP presidential slot.
I think we have an onerous duty as a country to reorient ourselves, to recalibrate our values, okay? And I want to lead a lean government machinery, effective, efficient, that delivers to the satisfaction of the Ghanaian people, and also to impose law, order, and discipline, and goes with a drastic penalty regime to make it unattractive for potential offenders.
Kojopoku, an energy expert, was third to file his nomination forms and wants the party to make a choice based purely on ideas.
It is not about the personality but ideas. I entreat all my colleagues in this process to make this election about a contest of ideas, a contest to change our party, a contest to change our nation.
Well, it's evidence that the onus lies on delegates to decide who becomes their flag bearer. And we're yet to see how all this will pan out in the primaries in November. But for now, it's 8 down, 3 more to go. Judith Awachitando, TV3 News, NPP Headquarters, Accra.
3 more to go. We'll return to the camp of the New Patriotic Party, but let's find out what's been happening in the camp of the National Democratic Congress, because the parliamentary candidate for Assin North, James Gyakye, has been given the green light to campaign ahead of the much anticipated by-election on June 27. This was after an Accra High Court adjourned the ruling on an application to halt his criminal trial, despite his request to be absent on the day. Lord Edu Asare, my colleague, sat through proceedings and reports.
Lead counsel for Gyakye, lawyer Chachichikata, filed a supplementary affidavit arguing that the Attorney General had made prejudicial comments and had shown no respect to legal etiquette with his statements within the courts, outside and during press interviews. Citing Article 5513, lawyer Chachichikata explained that per provisions of the Constitution and the Supreme Court, the accused person has the right to take part in the election that was being conducted by the Electoral Commission, thereby making it a national assignment. But Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah-Dame objected, noting that the application to vary the adjournment date will mitigate against the rights of the accused person in respect of a fair and speedy trial. Presiding Judge Mary Mami Ekuye-Yanzu adjourned the hearing to Friday, June 23, to rule on the application to halt the perjury trial of the deposed Assin North MP on a daily basis, but granted him permission to be absent on the day of the hearing. Deputy Attorney General Alfred Yeboah responded to allegations of prejudicial statements against the AG.
We haven't laid any basis. There's nothing to hold on to. We made out of frustration. The AG has done nothing wrong. His comments have been on point, and if they think something has done by the AG, they know what to do. So there's nothing.
The Director of Legal Affairs of the NDC, Ibrahim Omaleba, spoke to the media.
On the 23rd, the court, in its own wisdom, dispensed of his presence in court, which means that effectively he is supposed to come after the elections. And so clearly, we want to be thankful to the court. This evening, he's going back. The people of Assin North should prepare to receive him. There's going to be a big welcome from the hands of the government that is persecuting him. So his entry into Assin North this night will be a big welcome.
James Gyakye was full of praise for party enthusiasts who came to support him.
Yeah. You know my people are excited. You saw them on the roadside already. Even these are not from my constituent, but you see, they have come all the way to give me support.
Lord Edu Asare, TV3 News, Accra.
A reminder, you're still watching News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. Now, the former secretary of the dissolved Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Charles Bissio, has been released on bail by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. This was after he was arrested, having turned himself in early today. It follows a wanted notice published by the Office of the Special Prosecutor after the former presidential staffer failed to respond to an invitation from the OSP to appear and answer questions regarding ongoing investigations into suspected corruption within the now defunct IMCIM.
2 weeks after Charles Bissio, the former secretary of the now defunct Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, was declared wanted, he has now been formally arrested. Well, this was after he turned himself in at the Office of the Special Prosecutor after 2 invitations which he failed to honor. according to the special prosecutor, at 11:45 a.m. on Wednesday, Mr. Bisiu, in the presence of his lawyer, turned up at his office where he was formally arrested and granted bail. We do not know the specific conditions of the bail, but then at least we know that this is not going to be the first of the meetings the special prosecutor will be having with Mr. Bisiu. It would be recalled that a few weeks ago, the special prosecutor gave indications that his office had started investigations into corruption and corruption-related offences against the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, which is now dissolved. A few weeks ago, the office of the special prosecutor gave indications that they were investigating the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, and it was because some corruption or corruption-related offences had been levelled against them. On the back of that, several invitations were sent out, one specifically to Charles Bisiu, the former secretary of the defunct committee. He failed to turn up, and on the back of that, filed a counter-suit against the special prosecutor, one, asking the court to bar the special prosecutor from investigating Charles Bisiu, and then also undo the arrest warrant that had been placed on his head. It is unclear how many other individuals have been invited by the special prosecutor, but at least it is obvious that the office is investigating matters against corruption or corruption-related offences that may have been committed by the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining.
Bobby Bunsen is a private legal practitioner. He joins us live on Zoom. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Now, following the Frimpong Boateng saga and the subsequent criticisms that followed the workings of the special prosecutor, it appears we're seeing some reform to the work of the OSP. Was it not refreshing today that we saw them put out a release, indeed telling us what had happened and the subsequent notification?
Well, good evening to you and your viewers. I'm not sure if the criticisms that were levied against the acts of the OSP were founded within the Enabling Act or the laws that empowered the OSP to do what he did. I was of the opinion that the injunction that was obtained, the interim injunction obtained by Mr. Charles Bisiu, in no way restrained the OSP's office from carrying out their mandate, except that the 10-day injunction was to restrain them from effecting an alleged arrest warrant, which up to date I have not seen. They themselves did not attach a copy to the affidavit. I think that cool heads have prevailed, as they say, and when Mr. Bisiu went to the OSP, he was granted bail. Earlier, it was presented as if once the OSP invites you, it means you've been found guilty. But the OSP did their work, gave him bail. We don't know the bail condition. I believe the OSP had to issue a public communique because of the circumstances that surrounded Mr. Frimpong Boateng's invitation. Because
exactly, and that's where my question is coming from, because the OSP had initially said that it did not owe the public any explanations. But looking at the magnitude of this case, a lot of people had said that if you had arrested somebody like Frimpong Boateng, who, was involved in this whole Galamsey saga, it was incumbent on the office of the OSP to let Ghanaians know that this had happened. Instead of us finding out 2 weeks after that there was an arrest and a consequent bail. So if the OSP is doing that today, then it means that they are listening to the public and what we're saying.
If I were the OSP, I would not necessarily kowtow to these kind of calls. The reason being that if they're investigating matters of such national interest and you bring every step you take in the public domain, you run the risk of other persons who have evidence hiding or tampering with the evidence because they know, oh, once you've arrested this person, you've granted the person bail, I'm next, and what have you. That may not augur well for the work of the OSP. In their own reasoning, they decided to make this public. But I do not think that the OSP should, for every arrest that they make or every invitation they make, they should make it public. In any event, the Enabling Act requires that after every 6 months period, they publish in the dailies a summary of their work for that period. And so whatever they have done, we would find out anyway. But if they publish if they publicize every invitation or every arrest, then it will mean that there are other persons who may start hiding or tampering with evidence because they know, oh, the OSP is investigating this case. I do not think that is how this OSP will go, judging from his modus operandi. But let's see. At the end of the day, I am happy that Mr. Bishu has finally decided to succumb to the investigative mechanisms of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. At the end of the day, the Special Prosecutor is not a judge. He only investigates, he lays his facts, he prosecutes. If Mr. Bishu has a defense, there's a court of competent jurisdiction that will look at his defense and decide whether he's guilty or not. So let's allow the institutions that we have set up by our constitution or in our other statutes to carry out their role. And I believe that it will be for the betterment of the whole society.
Lawyer Bunsen, we do appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us here on News 360.
Let's return to the camp of the NPP as the flag-bearer race of the governing New Patriotic Party is shaping up already, with aspirants intensifying their campaigns. Vice President Dr. Bawumia is keeping his feet on the pedal in his quest to lead the party in the 2024 general elections. Noble Crosby Annan followed the Vice President's campaign and reports.
A very rainy day here in the capital, Accra, but that has not deterred the Vice President, who has been on a swift campaign mood immediately after submitting his nomination forms to become flag bearer of the NPP going into the 2024 general elections. As part of the NPP flag bearer aspirants' Greater Accra regional tour, the rains did not deter his supporters either to support and throw their weight behind their preferred candidates.
Characterized with music and dance, the supporters of the Vice President waited in anticipation at the Christ Apostolic Church in the Adenton constituency, where the Vice President and his entourage arrived in a bus. The campaign of the flag-bearer hopeful has already seen him engage with delegates in Shayo Sudoku, Ablekuma, Ada, Sege, and many more constituencies.
The Vice President has communicated to the party people the extent to which he believes that he is the most experienced at the moment amongst the lot who want to run as flag bearer for the party.
The Vice President has also been trumpeting his sacrifices and loyalty to the party, as well as stressing that he is the best person to beat the NDC flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, in 2024. As the campaign of the Vice President intensifies, concerns have been raised over his use of state resources and abuse of incumbency.
And what is the incumbency advantage? This is the Vice President who is the current Vice President of the country. He's running across the length and breadth of this country to campaign for his own personal ambition and decides not to use government vehicle, decides not to use government resources. He has procured a bus, he moves with the bus, all his team members are in the bus, so there's nothing like incumbency advantage on the part of the Vice President.
The spokesperson for Dr. Bawumia, Dr. Gideon Boako, insists his boss has not shirked his responsibility as Vice President to campaign.
From January 2017 till now, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has never gone on leave. So take it that he's using part of his accumulated leave now to run his campaign.
So is the Vice President on leave at the moment?
I wouldn't say he's on leave, but he's taking part of his accumulated leave. He's working and at the same time doing the campaign.
This evening,
opinion polls conducted that put the Vice President in the lead are not a true reflection of the situation on the ground.
The polls are showing we are leading, but I can tell you, the polls we have conducted and what we have seen is so assuring.
It's far more than 60%.
It's far more. It's far more. It's taking us too low.
As it stands, the stage is set. The battle lines have been drawn. It beckons on the delegates to elect who they want to lead the NPP into the 2024 general elections. Noble Crosby Annan, Emmanuel Presbyterian Church, Medina, Accra.
And away from the NPP, Director at the Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Professor Kwesi Annan has urged Ghanaians to reduce emotional reactions to police shootings. He tells TV3 the activities of land guards threaten community security and must be condemned.
5 suspected landguards were shot and killed at Botiano, but the families claimed the deceased were not criminals. The police is currently investigating the incident in spite of calls for an independent inquiry into the killings.
There is what can be described as historical perceptions of negativity and of dismissiveness towards the Ghana Police Service. As a big institution, do they have problems? Yes. Do they have challenges? Yes. Are they working at it consistently? Yes. Where are the weaknesses? How can we help to correct them so they become more effective and responsive to the challenges that we are facing?
He says landguards are criminal gangs whose activities threaten the stability of the state and must be condemned.
Landguards are posing an existential threat to this country. They are driving away business. They are creating societies of fear. And when you do that, when you pose an existential threat to a state, you are dealt with creditably. And I don't make any apologies for that. Did they have guns on them? Did they exchange fire with the police? Or they were just murdered? Those who have acquired weapons to commit crime and think they can engage the police or the army in a shootout, you will lose.
Professor Enning asked citizens to stop being emotional when such persons are dealt with by the state security.
In the Ghana South, if you go to Peace Town, okay, there's a man there called Black in Galilee, Mahia. Then there's another one called Red Moro at Tomofa. Okay, I've been talking about this since 2015 and mentioning these names. But I'm sure if something happens to these people when they fight the police, their families will come up and talk, and their communities will come up and talk. We shouldn't be emotional about this. Crime is crime. Illegality is illegality. When you threaten statutory security force and make people's lifetime investments useless, the police are enjoined by law to protect all of us. So please don't take up arms against the police, because they are better trained and they will come after you.
Elsewhere, drug addicts keep looking for alternatives to get cheap high. The latest, which is gradually spreading silently, is a sniffing of glue, especially among the youth. In TV3's High on Glue feature, my colleague Godwin Asidiba interviews persons addicted to harmful substances.
No trouble, and I'm calling me Uncle Bonnie said, we didn't change his car. It's me, Uncle Boss, or no, or train, we no name, Yaman, being Tia, say, many years, manana, or the Yakubush.
I joined a friend who was into the motor riding business to work, so he introduced me. We easily become tired due to the nature of the job. After sniffing, we gain strength.
They are into the inheritance of glue because I went to some of their bases and they said because the cost of the marijuana and the chances of getting it is difficult, that is why the glue you can find it anywhere. So they want to use that one, and I was asking them, so how did they get chance to know that that one can intoxicate them or can make them becoming so high that they need to go into that? They said that one is easy to get, and buying that one there's no pressure on it. So they are into it even these days more than that of the marijuana. It's serious because the youth are the future of the community. So if they are into that of those substances, I don't think in a health-wise it will help them. And it is getting them down into their earlier grave.
Usually they sniff. Some of these chemicals and so on are affected in the brain and some symptoms come off. I have come across quite a number of them, and we even had people who would even go to filling stations just to stand and smell the fuel, just to sniff the fuel and so on, just to get high. And remember that some of these glue do have some of these reagents or in the chemicals in there. Yes, so basically that's what they are sniffing to be able to get high.
The glue that sticks things together now tearing lives apart. High on glue airs tonight at 9. Do make a date. You're still watching News 360 live from the News Hub here at Adisa Wikanda. We have business news coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo Paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo Paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo Superior Paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Extra work, I dare for you. Extra work deserves extra taste. Tasty dear. Plus, we've added extra crackers in each bag. Royal King Cracker. Choke your hunger. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Who don't like chop money? They want chop money is here. Collect your chop money every morning at 8:30 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Dewa 539 chop money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Win every day with Dewa 539 Direct, the only lottery that offers you the best chances of winning. Collect your chop money every morning into your mobile wallet. Dial *446# to play Dewa 539 chop money now. Dewa,
The sweet scent of rose in the morning brings me so much joy. Inspired by damask rose and infused with 100% natural rose oil. Introducing new Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder. It's like bringing a garden with you everywhere with this wonderful perfume. Take a garden with you everywhere you go with Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder.
This is the breaking news. About 2,500 people 2,500 people have been.
We'll be right back after a commercial break.
When stubborn coughs, colds, and catarrh interrupt your life, get fast relief with Stop Cough. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies.
In today's breaking news, Alex is back and
There is a Stop Cough for every cough and for everyone.
there surely is.
Ask your pharmacist about the right Stop Cough for you. The Stop Cough range is manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
Good evening and welcome to the very latest in the world of business. Now, the interest you pay on your mobile money loans is most likely to increase by 2 percentage points in the coming days. That's according to information available to 3 Business. In the following News Desk report, we've been analyzing what this means and the possible reasons for the increase.
Credible 3 Business sources say interest rates on mobile money loans will go up soon from 6.9% per month to 8.9% per month. Normal bank interest rate sits at about 3% per month. It is good to note that the default rates on these microloans are very high, so perhaps the riskiness could be a reason for the increase. Also, these loan operators borrow from banks, but policy rate has not reduced. Plus, shorter-term instruments such as treasury bills have had their rates increasing consistently, and the implication on short-term loans such as Momo loans is the increase in interest rates. At a time when the economy is in crisis and banks are already complaining of high default rates, will this increase not worsen the default rate? 3 Business will bring you the latest updates on this development. Menu Afol, 3 Business, Accra.
In other news tonight, Ghana, together with 3 other African countries, are pushing for an African cocoa producers to establish a cocoa exchange on the African continent. Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahin Edu, says the African Cocoa Exchange will help the continent to have some level of control over the pricing of the commodity, whilst giving farmers some respite in income differentials.
Currently, only 2 international markets, New York and London, have an exchange market for the commodity. This makes it difficult for cocoa farmers to bargain for better pricing. The African Cocoa Exchange is expected to function as an international marketing platform for financing and trading cocoa proceeds.
Even though Africa produces around 75% of global crop, we do not have a say when it comes to price determination. It's rather the consumers or the importers who decide what price to give. And this is so because the market is not here at the producing environment. That narrative had to be changed to ensure that we had another market, international market, based in Africa.
Ghana, together with Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria and Cameroon, have come together to consider the available modules of the exchange and select an appropriate one that suits the African market.
We really want producing countries to become price makers. And this and other challenges facing the cocoa marketing system in Africa shown the relevance to reform the cocoa marketing system to become a commodity exchange-based market, leading to the establishment of an African cocoa exchange.
A 2-day workshop with the International Cocoa and Coffee Organization, ICCO, will be conducting a feasibility study on the cocoa exchange and come out with a collective market search from appropriate market regimes that delivers fair value for cocoa producers in Africa.
The producer price inflation for May declined by 2.7% to 30.3%. That's according to the latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service. The producer price index measures the average change over time in the prices received by domestic producers to produce their goods and services. There's more in this report.
The producer price inflation rate for industry stood at 32.5% in May 2023. This rate represents a 4.6 percentage points decrease in industrial producer inflation relative to the rate recorded in April. The manufacturing subsector decreased by 0.8 percentage points to 25.5% in May 2023. The manufacture of textiles recorded the highest inflation rate of 111.9%. The rate in the construction sector also decreased to 20% in May 2023 from 20.8% in April 2023. In the services sector, the rate decreased from 19.4% in April 2023 to 18.1% in May 2023. Producer inflation influences consumer inflation. For investors, producer price inflation is an indicator to predict consumer price inflation and extremely useful in analyzing potential sales and earnings.
Elsewhere, the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, a major contributor to Ghana's agricultural sector, has launched the 3.0 strategy to enhance small-scale crop productivity. The new strategy prioritizes nutrition, climate change adaptation, and women and youth inclusion in agriculture.
Ghana's agricultural sector, accounting for 20% of GDP, relies on Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, aggress collaboration with the government. They provide quality seeds and support the private sector in crop production. The new strategy for 2023 to 2027 aims to create job opportunities and improve competitiveness.
We continue to build on the strengthening of the seed sector because the foundation of productivity and food systems transformation for Africa has to be founded on high-producing, high-yielding, and climate-smart seeds.
The Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture in charge of crops, Yao Frimpong Ado, aligns strategy with government agricultural sector plans.
Everything that is in the strategy does very well into the new Planting for Food and Jobs Chapter 2. Once you are a farmer and you are registered with us, from plowing of your land to the seed, improved seed, to fertilizer, to extension service, to buying of your produce, and everything is going to be borne by the aggregator.
AGRA aims to enhance Ghana's agro-industry's competitiveness by collaborating with government and strategic partners to boost private sector participation and investment in the agricultural sector.
That's it for the very latest in the world of business. For more business news stories, do also visit our website. It's www.3news.com.
Gassim, with over 50 years of experience, has various grades for various jobs. The Gassim Extra 42.5N is suitable for ultra-high strength structural application like bridges, dams and high-rise buildings. The Gassim Super Strong 42.5R was made for high structural applications like precast concrete and block manufacturing. The Gasem Super Rapid 32.5R is here for normal building foundations like strip foundation and other ordinary concrete works. The Gasem Super Cool 32.5N is best for all block laying, tiling and other mortar works. Never believe that one grade of cement can be used for all jobs. Choose Gasem Cement always. Gasem, 4 cement grades, excellent customer value. Gasem, the nation builder.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Ankasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papano. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hot tummy. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what? What me the papaye? What me soaki? Echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say here pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack. Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ufa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yang kwani stew dodwa ope.
Tasty Tom dear. It will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into writing and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Of Africa.
Mama, will I ever be a soccer champion for Ghana?
Well, you've got to be like a geisha bar. Stay strong and go so far. Never give up till you reach your goal.
Okay, Mama, I'll be strong and go so far, lasting long like this geisha bar.
Be strong and last long
like geisha.
Jackpot of the week. Place bets and hit the jackpot. Log into the OneXBet account. Click on the Take Part button, place bet, and take part in the jackpot draw. Give your luck a chance. Use promo code to get a bonus on your first deposit.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gambling can be addictive.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Gentleman Cosmetic Range.
Hello, good evening, and it's time for us to bring you the latest in the world of sports right here on News 360. My name is Thierry. Now, Ghana has to until September for confirmation of a place at the next year's Africa Cup of Nations after their recent goalless draw against Madagascar. One of the reasons why the Black Stars are yet to secure qualification is a lack of goal-scoring threats. The Three Sports team has been taking a look at the weakness of the front line.
(2021)
they scored 1.5 goals per game. 2019 saw the team score 2 goals per game. The Black Stars recorded their highest tally in the 2017 qualifiers, averaging 2.33 goals per game, a number that drops to 1.83 goals per game for the 2015 qualifiers under Avram Grant. Both Otoado and Chris Houghton have invited 5 strikers in the 5 games so far, with the likes of Felix Afanajan, Iñaki Williams, Jordan Ayew, Antoine Semenyo, and Kwesi Ochiri all getting a chance up front. On paper, this has been the least prolific front line of Ghana's national team in recent years. Out of the 6 goals scored in the 2023 AFCON qualifiers, only 2 have been scored by strikers, with Afanajan and Semenyo grabbing a goal each. The majority of Ghana's goals have come from midfield and the wings, with Mohamed Kudus and Osman Bukari leading the scorers chart with 2 goals each in the qualifiers so far. With a draw in the last game against Central African Republic still enough to qualify Ghana for the next AFCON, another goalless draw or low-scoring victory will suffice. However, the standards will change once the Black Stars face the best 23 countries on the continent. And if there are any plans of ending the 41-year trophy drought, then the team needs to start scoring again.
Will they start scoring again? We'll leave that question to you. But former Asante Kotoko striker Mark Edu Amofa has officially launched a foundation aimed at offering opportunities to young Ghanaian footballers to develop their talents. There is more in the following report.
The AA Sports International has been launched to charter a new path in football that seeks to enrich the lives of the youth with initiatives that promote accessible, fair and abuse-free sport for them.
We all owe it a duty to give back to society, that we should all join forces to give our deprived brothers and sisters a future.
Edu Amofa, who played for the Black Satellites and Black Matches, is focused on offering opportunities to the young Ghanaian child with emphasis on balancing education and football.
We want to provide an avenue where young footballers can find comfort in pursuing their dreams without giving up their education. We are looking to provide training kits, equipment, scouting, education, and even more importantly, mentoring to aspiring young footballers from all around the country, irrespective of their language, personality, or gender. As our slogan says, sports equality for all.
Former Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Fred Papo, has lauded the efforts of the Edu Amofa Foundation.
Thinking about, in fact, reminding all of us on the need to have or prepare for life after retirement, and then also looking at the young ones who are coming up. It's extremely noble, and we can only encourage ourselves that no matter where we find ourselves, we should be guided by the ideals of Mark. I wish you great success in your endeavor, and I can assure you, you can count on all of us for support as you move forward.
The birth of a new generation begins, aimed at inspiring and educating young ones to create a lasting impact on society.
All right, so on that note, we bring an end to the sports here on News 360. We'll bring you some more sports subsequently right here on TV3. The news continues. Stay with us.
Bema ya abrantipa esenya nyama ehuhia ahobambonti ehyenuma no tokoso esenya odwen nyama hokonkan eye ahotoso a owo ewo gidie mu utumi tinu no kredi ho pampan efri echire Yeda abrantipa Gentleman Cosmetics hunya medi yewo activated charcoal shower gel, body lotion, eduham perfume. Iwia se hia abrantipa bra beyin mu baako ye abrantipa.
Extra work, I dare for you. Extra work deserves extra taste. Tasty dear. Plus, we've added extra crackers in each bag. Royal King Cracker, take choke your hunger. This advert is FDA approved.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Sorry for the interruption, but due to the acidic content of the atmospheric weather condition in the economy, I have decided metal afemuntin carbohydrate namunshanenso for wache metal 1 Ghana cedi for jollof rice, 1 cedi 20 pesos for gobe, 80 pesos for kenke tamai and the cow, 1 cedi 50 pesos.
You know what? Just get me water.
For sachet water, 30 pesos. For bottled water, 50 pesos. Oh, Moka has a Vodafone cash. I'm the free. I'm free. Metal.
Transfer charges. Bida. Switch to Vodafone Cash today and enjoy 0 charges whenever you send money to all networks. Yes, sending money is free on Vodafone Cash. Only e-levy applies. Dial *110# to send money today. Vodafone.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water and powered by 3 Entertainment.
Welcome back, and let's now get into the world of entertainment. My name is Anita Ikufu, and 2-time Grammy nominee Rocky Dauni says the inclusion of the Best African Performance category at the Grammys is a step in the right direction. And according to the international reggae artist, this is a wake-up call for all stakeholders to support Ghanaian artists by playing at least 70% of Ghanaian music to solidify our inclusion.
You ready for more? We go to kill them with the wickedest sound.
We create music to be able to impact not only within our own country or our own terrain, but we also want to make sure that our music also travels beyond our boundaries, and also it's appreciated by people from all around the world. An award system like the Grammys giving us that recognition, I think, is also an opportunity for us to also see the value of this styles of music that we have created locally that has for a long time defined who we are as Ghanaians, and also been able to influence a lot of musical styles around the world. High life music being recognized in that, for me, is a time for all Ghanaians to rise and rally behind all Ghanaian creatives and Ghanaian musicians, and also input our energies to create a scene here by supporting artists who are of Ghanaian origin here, playing their music on radio, supporting their music in the clubs, and also making sure that our industry works hand in hand with each other to create something that when the world now who have heard about the inclusion of our sound travel to come here, they are met by a scene that is vibrant, that is thriving, that is full on Ghanaian. And as I said, it's a challenge too for Ghanaians to play and support Ghanaian music. So maybe 70% Ghanaian content on all our media will be a great way for us to launch and appreciate this opportunity that is being, this light that is being shone on our music.
And still in entertainment, Ghanaian Afrobeat star Kevin Boy says talking passionately about Afrobeats and explaining himself caused him a lot of trouble. According to the hitmaker, he has moved on and is now minding his business and focusing on putting out good music.
Back at them now. If you could change them, you would.
I live with no regrets though.
Yeah,
so
regrets.
I don't think I can. There's something I can do to change my past.
Maybe do it better.
Yes, yes, but there's a lot of things that I did. One of the things that I did, stepping in this game, that I realized that no, I have to stop doing this, was I used to explain myself a lot. When I was explaining this Afrobeat thing and whatever issues, I used to go on radio and to explain.
That's actually very true.
Yes, I was like, bro, sit down. Be the sake of them. If you know be the music, you know be nobody. Who they mind? Who be you?
Yeah, but true.
You know be nobody. You know music. They don't know you. So it's the songs. Why don't you? So I had to stay low key for a while. Make the why you say he does that? He did that. Did not all calm down. And then it wasn't easy. Though, but
Yeah. How do you respond to negativity?
For me, my experience, I feel like negatively I've achieved a lot too, because out of these negative vibes, you get me, because I was there one day, I said, oh, this has happened, why I say, but for some reasons, a lot of people was also showing me love. I'm like, if this has to happen to achieve that, then let's get it.
Right.
Let's go.
On that note, we'll bring an end to the entertainment news segment. My name is Anita Ikia Ikufu. Have a good evening.
The World Health Organization has certified Belize as free of malaria. The World Health Organization said the Central American nation had achieved a dramatic reduction in malaria cases, down from 10,000 in 1994 to 0 indigenous cases in 2019. It said Belize's achievement would serve as an inspiration for other countries in the Americas where malaria is endemic. Belize is the third country in the world to be certified this year so far, after Azerbaijan and Tajikistan. Malaria spread to humans by some types of mosquitoes can be lethal. One of the 30 suspects being held in police custody for their alleged roles in Kenya's doomsday starvation cult has died. Joseph Juma Bukuya, along with some of the other suspects, had gone on hunger strike at the beginning of the month in protest at his detention. He was then moved to a hospital in the southern town of Malindi, where he died.
For more news updates, do log on to our website at 3news.com. And that's it for News 360. I am Portia Gabo.
My name is Parker Siasari. Thanks very much for watching and for making a date with us. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com.